Hey, Real Nerds. There's many ways to enjoy the Real Nerds podcast. You can listen to us on Stitcher, iTunes, and now Spotify and iHeartRadio. You can see what we're up to around town by following us at Real Nerds on Instagram. And if you want to send us your thoughts, you can email us at realnerds@gmail.com or call us at 720-6nerds5. Like us on Facebook at Real Nerds Podcast or tweet us at Real Nerds. And now on with the show.
Camera, action!
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd can...
Doesn't talk through film. I'm sorry.
Take it outside.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot, and a real nerd can follow the plot, and a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action! Real nerds.
Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, the best movie podcast on the internet, 100% verified by everybody. Just ask them. They'll tell you.
We had the Mythbusters come in and scientifically prove that we're the number one movie podcast on the internet.
That
So
would be sweet if we did. I'd be like,
indisputable.
hell yeah. No matter what you say, that is an indisputable fact.
Yep.
So every week on Real Nerds Podcast, we see a new movie and podcast our experience to the world. However, Brad, I shook things up this week.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, and I decided that there's two movies I wanted to see. And this week we saw Wonka and Poor Things. Stay tuned till the end of the episode where we will, well, actually not the end of the episode anymore. We haven't done that in 2 years. Stay tuned soon where we'll do Wonka, and we'll either recommend the film or not, play the trailer and spoil it. Then we'll follow that up with Poor Things, recommend the film or not, play the trailer, and then spoil it. Then we'll talk about some movie news and things we watched throughout the week. You know, just other people's art makes our world go round.
Yeah, and like what a fortuitous pairing because, you know, both these movies are pretty opposite except for the fact that they're both whimsical.
Yes, 100%. And I agree. As one quick note that we are recording Filmsplosion 2023 on January 7th. So make sure you send us your list of your favorite films from this year, and we will share them on the show and talk about them and, you know, maybe make fun of you or maybe agree with you. Who knows what could happen?
Yeah, we dare you to send your list in.
Yeah. Just do it. Do it. So yeah, please do. Brad, we'll start with Wonka. Do you recommend Wonka?
I mean, if you like Paddington, you'll probably like
Which
Wonka.
I still have never seen.
Oh, either of them?
No.
Wow. I mean, number two, Henry, has just told you for years you need to.
I know.
You need to see at least two.
I know. It's high roll, bro.
But yeah, Wonka. You know, I prefer a Willy Wonka that is kind of jaded and wants to
asshole.
Embarrass children and teach them lessons. So, you know, this movie is far from that. But it's like a sweet family movie that, you know, does the typical triumph over evil story. Yeah, it's fine. You know, the music's good. All the characters are fun. Yeah, it's just a fun, sweet, saccharine time. But yeah, as someone who appreciates teaching kids lessons, harsh lessons, you know, that's far from this movie.
You know, it's one of those movies that I'm actually surprised I liked as much as I did.
Yeah.
Because the trailers were awful. So, I mean, I knew it was somewhat of a musical, but I didn't know it was a full-blown musical. I was expecting it to be like the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and you know, where Gene Wilder just has a couple weird songs and the Oompa Loompas are in it. But this one is straight hardcore musical. And I had fun with it. And I think the set designs were cool, and Yeah, it's a fun movie. Here's a trailer for Wonka.
Gotcha! So you're the funny little man who's been following me.
Funny little man. How dare you? I will have you know that I am a perfectly respectable size for an Oompa Loompa.
An Oompa what now?
In fact, in Loompa I am regarded as something of a whopper. They call me Lofty.
Sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you all. My name is Willy Wonka. You see, I'm something of a magician. Prepare to be amazed.
Teapot.
Inventor. May I present Willy Wonka's wild and wonderful wishy-washy Wonka Walker? Please don't make me say that again. And chocolate maker.
The best chocolate in the world.
Ooh.
He's good.
Too good.
And anyone can afford them. Even
The poor?
He doesn't like it when people say poor. Send Wonka a message.
Do not sell chocolate in this town!
You're gonna get more than a bonk on the head.
I love a bonk on the head.
What is with me today?
You should stand up to those bullies. Give them the old 1-2.
I got an idea.
Where do we start?
Making chocolate, of course.
Every good thing in this world started with a dream. So you hold on to yours.
I guess it's time to change the world.
Oompa Loompa Loompa Diddy. I'm not in premium economy.
Good night, sir. I am going flat.
Huh.
What is it?
Nothing.
Well, it's obviously something because you said, huh.
Forget it.
Very well.
Huh.
You did it again. Tell me what it is, or I shall poke you quite viciously with a cocktail stick.
Wonka opens up with Willy Wonka arriving by ship. I'm guessing it's in London. Do they ever really say it's London, Brad? I can't remember.
I think they did. It wasn't very prominent.
It seems like it's maybe a hyper realized version of London.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Because I mean, I guess the other one does. I did like that at the beginning. It is basically got the seal of approval from Roald Dahl's estate that they were somewhat involved, I guess. And in it, he's going to London because he wants to sell chocolate. And when he gets there, he doesn't have very much money, and he goes into this square where these three mafia-esque chocolate people,
The chocolate cartel.
yeah, literally, I think that's their name, and they control the chocolate in the world. And when he gets there, he stays at I can't remember her name, Olivia Colman's character. He stays there and doesn't read the contract, and he signs it, and it turns out when he can't pay for the room because he only sold like one piece of chocolate because the chocolate cartel won't allow him to sell chocolate there.
Yeah, he arrives in London with plenty of money, and then the city immediately just kind of taxes it away from him over petty things, and then he's forced, to stay with Miss Scrubbit.
There we go.
Well,
And,
he's tricked
honestly,
into it, yeah.
I honestly too, as soon as it started, I'm like, man, this opening song is really fun. And I wasn't expecting it to be so fun. And I mean, obviously you can tell by the trailers, even though I don't think the trailers are very good, it's a really colorful film. But he goes there, and it's an interesting allegory for even now where certain people control a large swath of industry.
Yeah,
and I was thinking it was parallel to the oil industry.
They avoid being I guess, penalizes a monopoly by colluding and creating the illusion of, a free market when really they're in control of everything.
Yeah, exactly. Where they're rivals, but they actually work together to
Yeah.
keep poor people down. They say poor people can't have chocolate. I mean, it's really fascinating when Wonka gives them the chocolate at the beginning and how good he makes chocolate, but they'll never admit it. Um,
Yeah. And rather than pay him for his recipe, they'd rather just destroy him.
yeah, I did like the character though because he has this undying to meet a goal. You learn his backstory that his mom got really sick and died, and um, her chocolate recipe was his favorite chocolate in the world. He only has this one chocolate bar left that she made, and he has this notion that she's going to come back when he creates a chocolate store and sells it and makes it, has his own chocolate store in this one, I forget the name of the square he's in, but that's where he wanted to go because she said that's where the best chocolate in the world is. Um, and so that's how he gets stuck with Miss Scrubbit, and he's in laundry duty.
Yeah. Indentured servitude.
There we go, perfect. And he meets a group of characters. One is a young girl who was orphaned
Noodle.
by being, yes, by being dropped in the laundry chute, which is horrible. But she has such a great demeanor, and you learn that Wonka can't read, so he signed this contract and had no idea what it says. And so, in turn for her helping him get out to sell chocolate, she's going to teach him to read. And there's some really cute moments with them. The giraffe song where they go to the zoo. I don't know. I just really enjoyed this movie. It was way better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it was cute. Like,
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, eventually he takes down the cartel and um, opens up his factory that we all know and love because the cartel kept all the chocolate underneath in rivers underneath the city. That's how he gets the little chocolate river in the Gene Wilder movie. Um, yeah, it's fun. And you learn a little bit more about the Oompa Loompas.
yeah.
It was a
The
little bizarre because I don't remember. They're not that small in the original movie, right?
No, I think they shrunk them down so they're comically like smaller than actual dwarves, so they don't get like, hey, we're not making fun of dwarves. Like these are just Oompa Loompas. They're like a completely different, smaller version of people.
I mean, but
So
is that better though than giving people with dwarfism a job?
no, I would give the dwarfism a job for sure. Like it,
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like,
yeah,
because Hugh Grant doesn't need it. And I was reading that Hugh Grant hated doing what he was doing. So,
yeah. I mean, it was a fun performance of this, like the backstory. Like there's a couple different stories going on. Like you've got Willy Wonka's story, then you got Noodle's secret backstory they're investigating, and then Lofty apparently Wonka was just unbeknownst to him, he was just taking chocolate from this island that was protected by Lofty. And then Lofty was exiled until he could recover it. So he's constantly hunting Willy Wonka, and Willy Wonka is telling his friends like, "Hey, I have these dreams about this little guy stealing my chocolate, and I don't know if it's real or not." And
yeah.
eventually sets a trap to find out what's going on. And so like it's kind of fun that this one Oompa Loompa is like kind of like an action hero.
Yeah. And, it was fun that he knew that if Lofty saw all the bad guys, he was trapped in underneath the drowning in chocolate. But if Lofty saw the bad guys eating the chocolate made for him, that he would take action.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like I said, fun things. And actually, I got a little misty eyed when he opened up the chocolate bar from his mom at the end, and she said the missing ingredient is with the people that you love.
Yeah, sharing it with people you love, and that's what like actually will bring her back. So he does get his vision of her.
Yeah, exactly. And that's it was just a cute message.
Yeah, but yeah, I kind of felt
just,
like it would have been more interesting if Willy Wonka had actually, I don't know, actually tricked the cartel into defeating themselves.
Yeah.
Because like in this whole, I guess, franchise now, like I'd rather see the middle movie where,
Yeah, what turns Wonka like to recluse and bitter?
yeah, well, they had Slugworth in this movie, like he's the connection through Noodle, but like I think the more interesting tale is where Wonka does like really well, but then people start stealing his chocolates and like making derivatives of them, and then he
Hmm.
gets really paranoid of people and like who can he trust to like share his creations with. So that's how he becomes a recluse and
Hmm.
then disappears for years. And then, in the old movie, he reopens the factory again to find a successor. But yeah, I kind of want to see the one where people are like stealing from him and he's just like spiraling into like a Howard Hughes level.
Yeah, I guess you remember it better than I haven't seen the original in so long.
It helps
I
because
mean,
I watched the original like a month ago.
oh, okay. Because I mean, obviously, I catch the little Easter eggs because they're obvious, but everything else, I mean, it's over my head because I haven't seen it in so long. But I do love Roald Dahl's books, and I do own the book.
Yeah, it takes
So,
like an hour to get to actually like the actual tour of the factory.
oh man, yeah. See, I didn't
Yeah,
even remember that.
like it's a lot of setup of, Charlie's poor. Here's this poor family. Here's everyone trying to track down all the tickets, and then yeah, like
Yeah.
an hour and 15 in, Willy Wonka like walks down that red carpet. You're like, oh man, how? I guess there's not that many rooms in the factory to watch. So yeah, and that's over pretty quick because yeah, it's just like room after room after room and a couple songs and yeah.
Mm. Yeah, I do remember that. I do remember that, Wonka doesn't come for a while because he's this mysterious kind of man. And I remember I saw the one with Johnny Depp twice because Laura loved it so much, but I don't even remember that one to tell you the truth. I couldn't even tell you what happened in that one.
I rewatched that one earlier this year, and I mean CGI wise, it's just a shit show. But the one thing I forgot that I was like, oh yeah, they introduced a subplot where Willy Wonka's dad is a dentist, and so there's a bunch of flashbacks of Willy Wonka in like headgear, wanting to eat candy, but his dad's chastising for like loving candy. So
That
yeah,
sounds very Tim Burton-esque. I don't even remember that, and I've seen it twice for sure.
yeah, but it's interesting. Like, yeah, that's the dad backstory, but that doesn't jive with the mom backstory in this movie.
Yeah, I like this backstory more.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah. But I remember
So yeah,
when the other one came out, I was just like, oh, of course, his dad's a dentist that hates candy. And that's why he's all screwed up.
yeah. I know the Olivia Colman, and I don't remember the name of the guy who's with her, but my audience loved that part where he came out in the lederhosen and was a Bavarian royalty and just a silly movie.
Yeah,
But had fun. Secret Life is having fun. So I definitely recommend it. Kellen loved it.
yeah.
Uh,
Do you like have a desire for candy afterward?
he did not. He did not like Poor Things as much, but
What?
I'm just kidding. I did not take him to Poor
It's
Things.
like, you did not take him to Poor Things. Like, no way.
Brad, do you recommend Poor Things?
Yeah, 2 for 2. Movie's like it's the Wes Anderson movie that I didn't get this year. It's the I guess dirtier Wes Anderson movie. Like it's so whimsical and the script is so funny. But still like a super well-made quality movie. Like interesting story and message and yeah, it's like a takedown of misogyny and patriarchy.
Yeah.
And all the while just being hilarious. Just everyone had that dry Wes Anderson delivery, like all the characters. And yeah, it's silly and fun. And my audience just like had a blast with it. It was great.
Yeah, I loved this movie too. My audience though, I was laughing at parts and no one else was laughing, so I thought maybe I was weird.
Where'd you see that?
I saw it at the Alamo.
Okay.
And have you ever been in that situation where you're laughing and no one else is, and you wonder if there's something wrong with you,
I'm not
or
a bit.
that?
Yeah, I'm not a big like laugh out loud guy. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't laugh like out loud, but I do like a chuckle.
yeah.
But no one else did, and I'll talk about it when we get into spoilers. The one part that I did kind of laugh out loud, and it's a really small moment, but I thought was hilarious. But yeah, this movie's really fun. It's right on. I always forget the filmmaker, but the
Yorgos Lanthimos.
yeah, like I really like The Favorite, but I think this is my favorite movie of his.
Oh, yeah, it's the first one I've actually like. Oh, I want to see that again.
Yeah, it's just well done. Emma Stone is great in it. And for how bizarre it is, it's easily accessible, I think. Here's a trailer for Poor Things.
Do you want to see what the world is really like?
Yes. My name is Emma Stone. I'm playing Bella Baxter in the film Poor Things.
This is Bella. She's an experiment.
She's understanding what it is to be a member of society.
Good evening.
The more autonomous she becomes, the more challenged these men seem to be by it. It's a very, very funny film.
Why do people not just do this all the time?
We must experience everything, Bella. This makes us whole.
Bella!
I wanted to play Bella because it felt like acceptance of what it is to be a woman, to be free, to be scared and brave.
Bella.
Why keep it in my mouth if it is revolting? I must go punch that baby.
Poor Thing stars Emma Stone as a woman named Bella, who is learning how to be a person again. Because as you learn as the film sets up, the first half is Willem Dafoe is a scientist who put a brain into her dead body, and so she had to relearn to walk.
Her baby's brain.
Yeah, her baby's brain, who died because her character at the beginning of the film, Veronica, kills herself while you learn that she's pregnant later. By the way, hopefully spoilers, we already warned you. So when he did that, he took the brain out of her baby and put it in her. And so she has to relearn how to do everything, but she also is learning at an accelerated rate. And so the first half of the film is in black and white, which I didn't know. And stylistically, it looks really cool because it has kind of a gothic horror feel to it with how Willem Dafoe's character looks.
Yeah,
and
it's like a Frankenstein movie.
Exactly. And the like half chicken, half pig things. And as you go, Emma Stone's character would say, Bella, no, like, and act like a child.
Yeah, that's the thing I was blown away by is early on in the movie, her tone is like that. And by the end, she's speaking very fluently. And I almost didn't notice. Like, it just naturally progresses so like meticulously that I was like, wow, that is some good writing. Yeah. And I know you're not a big fan of award shows, but I think she deserves the Oscar this year because you're right. When you meet her for the first time, you forget it's the same character that you met at the beginning, because by the end, she's fluent in French. She like speaks better than all the people in the film, and she becomes a doctor. So her growth as a character is awesome. Yeah. And how she conveys it throughout the film is awesome to see. But Willem Dafoe is this scientist who was butchered by his father for experiment purposes. And I kept laughing at how he would nonchalantly say how his father like tortured him. Yeah. He has no say it in just grudge passing at all. Conversation. Yeah. Like, well, my father was seeing if he burned my nose, if it would affect. Yeah, totally normal stuff. Yeah, it's really bizarre, but Willem Dafoe is great in it. He's got that weird belching thing, like yeah, because he can't
what did his dad do with his digestive tract? So he has to be hooked up to something all the time.
I don't remember. Just some other experiment. Yeah.
Yeah. So eventually, William Dafoe's, I can't believe I can't remember his name, Godwin, brings one of his students, because he teaches lectures about surgery at school, and he brings one of his students to be to document Bella's growth.
Yeah, Max.
And as he documents her growth, he starts to fall in love with Bella. And Godwin says, I want you to marry her because I know you'll be good to her and take good care of her. And he agrees to do this. And then when he does that, he has a lawyer like strike up the paperwork. And it's my favorite character in the movie is Mark Ruffalo. Because he is like the shadiest piece of shit character in like movies in a long time.
Yeah.
But I love the way he plays it. And the part I laughed at that no one else did is when they're on the cruise ship and she gives away their money and he says, you gave away our money? And he does this like quick turn away and bites his like finger and the camera zooms in on him. And the way I don't know, it just made me laugh so hard because it's so bizarre. That's what I mean. I think when you say the whimsy, even though it's a really like weird scene, but that little moment in it makes me laugh. So anyways, he steals Bella and they go on an adventure to
he's
Lisbon.
The bad boy young women fall for.
Yeah, exactly. And then we get to that we were talking about in the review where it's like 10 minutes of just fucking.
Yeah,
and
they do it, and then they like, I don't know, go have like just bum around Paris and try food, and then they come back and like, oh, let's do it again.
Yeah. What I loved about this movie too is it had this fantastical sense about it, where stuff in the background, you know, flying trolley cars and kind of like steampunkish.
Yeah.
But it's set to Victorian. I don't know.
Like all the cities just feel like sound stages, but they're still like expansive and imaginative. Yeah.
And, you know, I think it's in the trailer, but after she kicks Ruffalo's character aside and he's outside going, Bella,
Streetcar Named Desire style.
Yeah. There's a great actor on actor with Robert Downey Jr. in him. And he talks about that he would do things that he maybe felt were unnatural to him as an actor, and he didn't know if they would work. And he was told that they were going to work. And he said, when I watched the film, then he understood why he was doing things a certain way. And he said it was a great challenge. And as I was watching it, I go, yeah, because he's like a total fucking prick. Because he's basically exploiting this woman who doesn't know any better for her body. And when she starts getting wise to him and smarter than him, that's when he starts taking his revenge out on her.
Yeah. He can't control her anymore.
Tries to throw that old lady over the ships. He's going to murder you. Oh, okay. And he's trying to like pull her and throw her over the edge. And you learn that the name of, you know, the movie comes not from Bella, but the poor people when she's on this luxury liner and she's in Alexandria and she sees these people who are dying in the streets and have no food. And she realizes that her life doesn't mean anything if she can't help people. It's a really fascinating turn in the film.
Yeah.
And, you know, her becoming a hooker and a prostitute and sleeping with men just so she can get money out of it and not have to deal with the emotional turmoil of being with them. It's really funny to me.
Yeah, she goes on an odyssey of just like all about growth and just like, you know, she grew up in a tiny world, and when she gets outside of it and makes all these mistakes and just travels, you know, she learns about class and the disparity of that and how men you know, use power to control. And then when she becomes a prostitute, like, you know, it's not much better. Like there's still a class system within it. And
yeah, and she's pointing out the hypocrisy in it, where, you know, when she's with fucking Mark Ruffalo's character, and he's emotionally abusive and physically abusive. And he still wants to have sex with her. She doesn't get anything in return. She decides that she's going to take control of her own body, and she's going to let these men do things to her. And then when they're done after, 2 minutes, she makes tons of money, and it's whatever. It's a really interesting look at how people look at another person depending on their situation.
Yeah. And after a few years of that, she's like, why can't I choose the men? Like, I don't have to take all the jobs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And then it finally, like, yeah, she moves on from that to like, you know what? I miss my life, around medicine and everything. So she makes a pretty back to that. And then it's like heartbreaking when, it circles back around and, the guy she escaped from finds her because, of Duncan. And, he's like, he's like some, lord of, I don't know, some part of the country and forces her to come back. And, they have that dinner scene of like, you do realize that I'm your baby, right? And you want to, treat me like your wife.
And the way he treats people and, it's horrible. But I did laugh really hard too at a joke at the marriage scene where, Willem Dafoe's coughing and Mark Ruffalo says, "Look, he's coughing blood, not air like everybody else." And that mask guy says, "He has cancer, you fucking idiot."
Yeah.
Yeah, but he got what's coming to him. He became a goat at the end.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, no, that movie's awesome. And yeah, people should see it.
Definitely. Yeah. And Emma Stone already has one Oscar. So I'm like, I don't know what her chances are like getting two, but I'd rather her get the Oscar for this than La La Land,
Yeah, I think, but like I said earlier, it's just her transformation, and you mentioned it too, is just so incredible in this film.
It's so specific.
Yeah, and you believe her at each step because the film was so well written that even when she started becoming a little more articulate, she would still slip into, Bella wants to do this, and she slowly learned how to drop that from her vernacular and become a successful doctor. So it's just a really well made film and lots of fun. I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun seeing movies this week.
Good.
Here's the big news story of the week.
It's real news.
So Jonathan Majors was convicted of assaulting his girlfriend, and Marvel dropped him.
Drop the hammer.
Yep, which they should, because I was reading the Variety article about what his girlfriend said he did to her and the bruises she had, and fuck that guy. So I know everyone's...
It's a shame because he's such a brilliant actor, but
he's
talk about shooting
great.
yourself in the foot.
Yeah, he's great, but you don't hit women and you don't treat people that way. So, everyone's freaking out. Marvel already has an out. Like, just make a different variant. Like, it doesn't matter. You don't have to explain it. They never explain why there's three different looking Peter Parkers. Just it's a different Kang. Who cares?
They've recast Rhodey like very early on, like it's been done before.
And guess what? You don't even have to say he's a variant. He's just Kang. And guess what? Kang can change his appearance.
Yeah.
So, Marvel only has Deadpool 3 coming out next year, so they do have time to kind of recalibrate what they're doing, which they probably need anyways.
It's been like, what, 2 or 3 years since they announced they like had X-Men and Fantastic Four back and they're stable. Like I think they really just need to focus on that because that's what people want.
Yeah, which I mean, I obviously with Deadpool, I'm sure a lot of X-Men are going to be making appearances in it.
Yeah. But like I think people want the Marvel Cinematic Universe adaptations of those characters.
Yeah, I agree. And it seems like some things are starting to pick up steam, like Blade. And I think that's cool. Focus on different characters, and because they kind of got I agree with Bob Iger where they maybe put too much out. Again, I don't think their stuff's necessarily bad, but we've been talking about it for a couple years. Like, what is the goal? Where in Thanos you had some sort of goal.
Yeah,
In
like
this,
all the post-credit scenes, like they were setups for Thanos. And I was thinking back to recently this last phase, and like all the post-credit scenes are just like, hey, we adapted a character from the book, and they're gonna appear eventually, maybe, but you don't know why.
Yeah, agreed. So I want to see something like that where there's consequences, and in the post-credit scene, because you brought it up. But yeah, Thanos at the end of the first Avengers, says, "Fine, I'll do it myself," or is it Thor: Dark World? One of them. But he's basically signaling, he's coming, and there's that threat constantly coming. Here, it seems like Kang is the threat to Loki, and then Ant-Man, and we don't know.
Yeah,
how
Doctor
he
Strange had that like Charlize Theron post-credit thing. You're just like, I don't know what that character has to do with Kang. Eternals had like the Black Knight. I don't know what that has to do with Kang. The Ten Rings, they had like Hulk show up as Banner, like for some reason. Like I thought he was the permanently merged Hulk. And then the rings, and we haven't seen the rings or like what they have to do with Kang. So it's like, yeah.
So hopefully that'll give them time to think about it. That was a big news story of the week. But treat people right, and assaulting people is never okay. I don't care how big of a star you are. And this is the thing we watched this week.
So, this is the stuff we've been watching.
Brad, is there something that tickled your fancy this week?
Let's see. Yeah, I watched a classic called Night of the Hunter.
Oh yeah, that's a good movie.
You've seen that one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think so as much.
No?
Like it's moody and disturbing, but like it's one of those movies, like, and the thing I have a problem with like old acting is like it never really feels like people are listening to each other. They're just reciting the lines. Like they're just acting for themselves rather than two other characters. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that was, a little annoying. And then of course there's like jittery camera work in places, and like choppy editing, which I'm guessing is just a byproduct of working with film back then. Not the best.
Where did you watch it on?
At the Alamo.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It was a pristine print, but there's just like,
I'd have to watch it again. I have the Criterion, so I can't remember it cutting like that, but I could just be blocking it from my mind. I don't know.
There's like these flyover scenes where, like someone shot it from a helicopter, and just like the camera's just shaking crazy. Like you're like, you left this in. And then there's like one part where, he gets like trapped in the basement, and like it cuts this other frame of something else and then cuts back to him. It's like, oops, like where'd that edit come from? But yeah, the biggest thing was just like, it definitely feels like, do your lines in this take. Cut. We got it. And like maybe most people aren't, the same people aren't in the same room for that take, especially with the kids. So yeah,
I like that movie a lot. I have to watch it again, but I love the mood of it. I love the pastor character, and
that's the most interesting thing is him as the pastor. But anyway, what'd you watch?
Classic. I only really watch Christmas movies because my wife gets on these weird kicks. But she finally sat down and watched Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, and she says, "Wow, that movie's really entertaining." I said, "I know, I've been saying this for
she hadn't seen
time we've been." No, exactly, the time we've been together.
Wow.
It was my favorite Robert Downey Jr. movie. But this year I kind of put down my foot because she'd always make me watch Gremlins, which I love, and always watch Nightmare Before Christmas, and always watch Home Alone, and always watch like her specific Christmas movies and Batman Returns and stuff. But this year I said, we should watch freaking Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. I said, it's really good. I promise you it's awesome. And she said, yeah, it's really funny and entertaining. I said, I know.
I'm just surprised. James probably told her for years before you too.
I know.
Yeah.
Chicks, man. So that's all I really watched this week was old Christmas movies. But they were fun. Gremlins and Home Alone. Those are always fun to watch.
Totally. Yeah.
So yeah, that's all I watched this week.
Cool.
Next week we're seeing Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. So stay tuned for that. And remember, send us your list for Film Explosion 2023. We record on January 7th. And we'll see you at the movies.
Well, a real nerd knows who shot. A real nerd can follow the plot. And a real nerd will give it all they got. Lights, camera, action. Real nerds.
Thanks for listening to Real Nerds Podcast, a Nebulous Visions production. Stream or download episodes, read articles at realnerdspodcast.com. Stream us on Apple or Google Podcast, Stitcher, Spotify, or iHeartRadio. Follow us on Facebook, Real Nerds Podcast. Twitter and Instagram, @Real Nerds. Watch us on YouTube, Real Nerds Podcast. Email us at realnerds@gmail.com. Call us at 720-6nerds5. Thank you to Sparks Mandrill, Mike at Plan 9 Studios, and Bolognium for all of our groovy theme songs. And that's how you fucking do it!